Hey everyone, this is Tim again, the host for today's KuCoin Fireside Chat. And today we have a special guest, Powell, the COO of VAIOT, and we'll be going over revolutionizing legal services through AI and blockchain integration. So I'd like to just welcome our guest and perhaps give us a quick overview or elevator pitch of the project, as well as a little bit more about your background to get started.
Hello, everyone. Can you hear me well?
Yeah, absolutely.
Perfect. Good. Just testing as it not always works for me. Cool. Okay. Pleasure to be here. As Tim introduced me, my name is Pavel. I'm the COO at VAIOT. In terms of my background, professionally, I'm a trained and by experience IT project manager. With a information security, audit and compliance, transition transformation, product development background. I worked mostly before I joined the crypto space. I worked in traditional business, I would say, traditional industries. I worked for banks, I worked for big IT companies such as BNP Paribas, Atos, or for some public institutions such as Royal Mail Group in the UK as well. Um, and as a COO, I'm with VAIOT since 2019. So basically for 4 years already. I've managed to co-develop the project from ground up, including all the pieces of the puzzle from the very beginning, from the fundraising through the regulation in Malta, then through TGE, public sale. We've now make token listings on KuCoin and other exchanges. So yeah, that's that's my background. That's who's talking to you today.
Awesome. And how about an elevator pitch of the project?
Right. That's not gonna be concise, but not that's also not why we're here. Uh, so so Viat first of all is an AI company. It's a EU regulated project. So we are regulated under the Virtual Financial Assets Act in Malta, and Viat, in short words, integrates AI and blockchain. We are developing a portfolio of blockchain-based AI assistants for B2B, B2C, C2C purposes. And our flagship solution and the base engine that we use for other purposes as well is the AI Legal Assistant, which serves AI-based legal and formal services, with the main aim of making those more affordable and more accessible to regular people. That's the main goal, and that was the goal from the very beginning, to have regular people getting more access to and more visibility into the legal services, while also being able to afford it. Simple as that. One of the reasons why, as a crypto project or as a digital assets issuer, wanted to use AI was also to allow wider adoption of blockchain technology through a set of technologies we call intelligent contracts. So again, AI and blockchain integration. We obviously from the very beginning saw a huge potential in blockchain asset technology, but we also saw the issues with the adoption. Hence, AI as a tool for automation is the best possible technology to allow wider adoption of blockchain itself. We initially cooperated with IBM. We had a joint development project with IBM on our solutions for the MVP development. We then partnered with Grant Thornton. We then partnered with DAOmaker, amongst others, to bring both our solutions and our digital financial asset, the VAI token, to a brand new level. And in terms of history, in comparison to some other AI projects, the company was founded in 2018. It went through a couple of funding stages. This allowed us to move into as mentioned, joint development project with IBM to develop the MVP, and then engage into the lengthy regulation process in Malta, which just at the time implemented their virtual financial assets regulatory framework. We got regulated in September 2020. We were the first company to do so in Malta. We had our regulated token offering in February 2021 with DAO Maker, and then we listed on Uniswap, KuCoin, amongst others, etc., etc. And since then, we've been delivering our AI assistance according to our business line, according to our business lines and our business plan, with couple public beta testing rounds for our software. Our community members know that because they are the ones that are testing our solutions, and that's how we come to 2023, which is the most crucial year for us in terms of all the development and product launches that are incoming. I encourage you guys to take a look at our website, go to the roadmap section, see what's coming. But I think that I'm going to have a few minutes to talk about the roadmap as well. And just to finish this off, what we're delivering, our ultimate goal, our flagship solution, is the AA Legal Assistant, which basically allows users to negotiate deals with the support of the AA Assistant, create contracts to back up those deals and services, both traditional contracts, which you can sign on paper or through digital signatures, and their digital equivalents, smart contract representation on the blockchain. It also allows a wider set of use cases that I'd love to discuss further.
Awesome. And I'd like to know more about the regulatory framework you mentioned earlier in the EU, specifically in Malta. Perhaps tell us a little bit more about the VFA regulation, what that entails for VAIOT.
Right. So we consider being regulated, to be very honest with you guys, we consider being regulated as one of the unique selling points of our project, right? This means that whenever the MiCA regulation or general regulation, EU-wide or worldwide, is coming in, we are already regulated. Hence, we are all, and the current regulations that are being built, they take a lot from the Maltese regulation as well. So we're kind of used as a benchmark. Malta was a leading force for crypto regulations in the European Union back in 2019. As I mentioned, they were the first country in Europe to introduce a well-built, comprehensive regulatory framework for the regulation of the crypto assets. And this framework itself, it sets standards, best golden standards, institutions, strict requirements and processes for companies like ours who would like to issue any digital assets, be it utility tokens, security tokens, etc., etc. They have different classification of those. For the company, as VAIOT, that got regulated under this framework, it basically means that before you get regulated, first of all, you have to go through an in-depth vetting process with local authorities and with the virtual financial assets agent that is selected from the group of companies that are authorized by the local financial services authority. So basically, they have a list of licensed companies, like big consulting companies, that are getting a license to provide certain supervisory, monitoring, auditing services to companies such as VAIOT that want to get regulated. And then VFA agent is your supervising party. It's a proxy between you and the Financial Services Authority. We selected Grant Thornton as our VFA agent due to the fact that it is one of the greatest consulting firms in the world, and the name is recognizable and it means something. We had to go through an in-depth due diligence process for all the parties and people involved in VAIOT, so all the pre-seed investors or the seed investors or the private investors, all the employees, founders, etc., etc. They were thoroughly checked by the authorities on the regulatory process level. Then our white paper, it even had to be created following regulatory standards. We had to hire a professional consulting firm to help us create a business plan for the company, including traditional revenue sources, including the forecasts for traditional revenue sources. So basically, the aim of the Maltese regulation is that the company itself makes sense from business perspective, makes sense from economic perspective. It cannot only be financed through token sales. It cannot only be a organism that lives in the crypto space. It actually has to have a leg to stand on in case crypto market goes, sideways or backwards. Then another thing is that everything is audited. So on an annual basis, we have security audits, we have smart contract code audits, we have financial audits, we have anti-money laundering and counter-financing terrorism compliance audits, which means that they are checking everything, and that's on an annual basis. And then once you actually get the regulated status, you have to do the regulated public sale. Let's call it like that. According to the regulatory guidelines, which is audited afterwards as well. And then as the project goes on, every change to the roadmap, every change to the white paper, every change to the concept, every change to the technology that you're using has to be notified and has to be verified by the authorities that are in charge of this regulation, which means basically that there are so many controls in place with this regulation that it ensures that the holders of a given project, in our case VAIOT, are safe. That's the main goal.
Got it. And I'd like to dive deeper into